What if I told you? Most of what Gen Z does online isn't actually their choice. Not fully. It feels like freedom, but it's carefully designed behavior. You wake up. You grab your phone without thinking. One notification turns into 10. A quick scroll becomes 30 minutes. You weren't even looking for anything. Yet somehow, you're deep inside a loop of videos, opinions, trends, and emotions. And the weird part? You feel like you chose it. This is the first trick, dopamine loop design. It's not about content. It's about anticipation. Your brain isn't addicted to what you see. It's addicted to what might come next. Every swipe is a gamble. Maybe the next video is better. Maybe the next post is funnier. Maybe the next notification matters more. That maybe is powerful. It keeps you hooked. Without you realizing it, it looks like entertainment. But underneath, it's engineered uncertainty. You think you're scrolling to relax, but your brain is being trained to never feel satisfied. Imagine someone sitting alone after a long day. They open an app just to unwind. One video makes them laugh. The next one triggers anxiety. Then something motivational appears. Then something controversial. Emotion after emotion, back to back. No pause, no control. They don't realize it. But their mood is no longer theirs. When your emotions are constantly shifting, you lose your center. And when you lose your center, you become easier to influence. Because a distracted mind doesn't question, it reacts. Just noticing this changes everything. Not stopping, not quitting, just becoming aware of the loop. Because once you see it, it doesn't control you the same way. You post something, you check it after a few minutes. No likes yet. Suddenly, it feels different. Not just a post anymore. It feels like a judgment. Gen Z grew up in a system where approval is visible. Numbers, likes, shares, views. It's no longer, do people like me? It's, how many people like me? That number becomes identity. It looks like confidence. People posting, expressing, sharing freely. But behind it, there's silent calculation. What will get attention? What will people approve? What version of me performs better? Imagine someone recording a simple video. They laugh naturally the first time, but then they stop, delete it, record again, this time more polished, more controlled, more acceptable. Eventually, the version they post isn't really them anymore. When validation becomes external, identity becomes flexible. And when identity is flexible, it can be shaped, not by truth, but by reaction. The goal isn't to stop sharing. It's to notice the shift from expression to performance. Because the moment you see that difference, you take a piece of control back. Here's where it gets deeper. What you see slowly becomes who you are. You watch one type of content, then you start seeing more of it. Then only that. At some point, it feels like, this is just my interest. But is it? Algorithms don't just show you content, they build patterns. They learn what keeps you watching, and slowly remove everything else. Over time, your world becomes narrower, but it feels personalized. It feels like discovery, but it's actually limitation. You think you're exploring, but you're being guided. Imagine someone casually watching fitness content. Then they start seeing only perfect bodies. Then extreme routines. Then unrealistic standards. Slowly, their perception shifts. What once seemed extreme now feels normal, and what was normal now feels not enough. Your environment shapes your beliefs, even digital environments. If you only see one version of reality, you start believing it's the only one that exists. Not everything you see is truth. Sometimes, it's just repetition. And repetition feels like truth, even when it's not. You see others traveling, hanging out, living their best life. Meanwhile, you're just sitting there. Suddenly, your normal day feels empty. FOMO isn't new, but Gen Z experiences it constantly, in real time. You're not just imagining what you're missing, you're watching it happen. It looks like everyone is happy, active, social, winning, but you're only seeing highlights, not reality. Imagine someone scrolling late at night, seeing friends out together, laughing, posting, living. They weren't even thinking about it before, but now they feel left out. Nothing changed in their life, but their feeling did. Comparison steals peace, but constant comparison reshapes identity. You stop asking, what do I want? And start asking, what am I missing? Not every moment needs to be shared, to be meaningful. And not every shared moment is as perfect as it looks. And finally, the most dangerous one. You start a long video, but switch after 10 seconds. Open a book, but check your phone. Try to focus, but your mind jumps. Your brain is being trained for speed. Fast content, quick hits, instant reward. Anything slow feels boring. It feels like you're losing interest. But actually, your brain is losing patience. Imagine someone trying to learn something meaningful. They start, but can't stay with it. Not because they can't, but because they're not used to depth anymore. Attention is power. And whoever controls your attention controls your direction. The goal isn't to reject fast content. It's to rebuild your ability to stay. Because depth creates clarity. And clarity creates control. So the real question isn't, is Gen Z being controlled? The real question is, how much of your behavior is truly yours?